Okay, I have to cover this story because it's blowing my mind and ticking me off a little bit, all right? From Reason.com, 8 and 10-year-old escorted home by firefighters after neighbors report unsupervised kids. There's a lot to unpack in this headline alone, but the story gets even more ridiculous as we go. Stick with me. I'm Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. I'm a lawyer, but I'm also a legal and political commentator here on YouTube. If you like that sort of content, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything. All right. The link to this article will be in the description if you want to look at it on your own. Let's go. Let's go. So 8 and 10-year-olds are escorted home by firefighters after neighbors report unsupervised kids. We are so far gone. We are so far gone from even my childhood that it's insane to me. I don't understand this at all. 8 and 10-year-olds being escorted home. Why? What were they doing? What crazy thing merited their escorting home by firefighters, no less? Let's read and find out. Nevada doctor Daniel Hansen was at work when two of his boys, ages 8 and 10, asked their mom if they could play down the street on their dead-end road. Mom said yes, and off they went to collect rocks and poke around in the stream bed. Firefighters escorted them home. That's what they were doing. That's the crazy activity. They're out collecting rocks, playing in the stream bed area on a dead-end road in their own neighborhood, their own street. A neighbor had called 911 to report unsupervised kids. To Hansen and any other reasonable adult in the world, this seemed like a waste of valuable resources, as well as the kind of thing that makes parents second-guess themselves whenever they think their kids are ready for a little independence. No, you don't need to second-guess yourself. It's okay for your kids to play outside. It's okay. 8 and 10? 8 and 10? I was running around my neighborhood in Houston, Texas when I was 8 and 10. Actually, before I was 10, because then I moved to Minnesota and ran around my neighborhood in Minnesota. Yeah, it's okay. Kids can run around. We ran around with other kids. We played in the neighborhood all the time. We went outside of the neighborhood. We went to the next neighborhood over. We played around by a golf course. There was all sorts of stuff that we got into. We were picking up rocks. We were running through fields. We were poking around in woods. We found bike trails. We picked berries off of bushes. The humanity. My parents, somebody get the police to my parents' house and arrest them immediately for their negligent parenting, I guess, because I don't understand why this isn't okay. And I certainly don't understand why a neighbor is calling to report kids on the street playing. Before they made it back, the fire department arrived. Having received a call from the same concerned neighbor to check on a report of unsupervised children, said Hansen, firefighters apologized, but they proceeded to report that they had to legally report to the sheriff's office and that they might be receiving a follow-up call or visit from Child Protective Services. This is absolutely insane. There is no reason to have government intervention because children are playing outside. If there is some external factor of abuse or neglect, sure, right? That's when we're concerned. You know, if a kid is locked inside of a car in a car seat or something and it's hot, that's, of course, we want safety of kids to be paramount. But kids playing outside isn't unsafe automatically. In fact, most of the time, it's completely innocuous. It's completely safe. And almost everybody I've ever met grew up playing outside, including the firefighters and the sheriff and the Child Protective Services dummies who have to respond to this. Everybody had played outside when they were kids, and nothing has changed in the law specifically to merit this. But somehow we've gotten to a point where this is something that we need to be concerned about to the point of calling in emergency services. And my mind is blown by this completely. My brain is melting. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do. Look at what they're having to do for this. This guy wrote up the incident and submitted it as testimony to the Nevada Senate Judiciary Committee, which is currently contemplating SB 143, the Reasonable Childhood Independence Bill. We now need a law to do what everybody grew up doing. Again, I can't stress this enough. Tell me in the comments, am I crazy? Did you play outside? I played outside all the time. I played outside. It's 100 degrees out. There's all kinds of Houston humidity. There's sunburns happening all over the place and scrapes and falling off bikes. Kids running around playing cops and robbers. I mean, no, people did. Everybody survived the police encounters in our games, but you played everything. That's what kids do. You make games, you play, you get mad at each other, you fight, you scream, you cry, you go home. You don't cry anymore. But and then you get back out there the next day and you play again because you're kids and everything's over with. Nevada is one of 5 such bills introduced this year. Idaho, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Texas all drafted similar bills, expanding upon Utah's 2018 free-range parenting bill. These new laws say that parents who let their kids engage in activities like playing outside or coming home with a latchkey are not neglectful unless they show disregard for obvious serious dangers or if they do not have a reasonable basis for thinking their kid can handle the independence they're given them. Of course, kids can handle a little bit of independence to play outside in their own neighborhood. And the idea that they can't is nonsense. It is nanny state helicopter parenting garbage. And we have to stop. We have to stop. The protect the children thing, kids are going to go out and play and get scrapes and get cuts and get broken arms and broken legs or whatever because they do something dumb and they're going to be fine. They're going to grow up and everything's going to be okay. That's 99.999% of children. That's how childhood is. And the fact that we're trying to make it something different and that we now have to have a law to preserve the idea that a kid can be outside and play without being hovered over by a parent is absurd to me. It's absurd to me. This is a bipartisan bill in Nevada. It's co-sponsored by State Senator Dallas Harris, a gay black Democrat mom of 1, and Assemblywoman Alexis Hansen, a straight white Republican mom of 8, who happens to be Dr. Hansen's mom. So this is the bill that's going on. There are all sorts of stories about this. I'm not going to sit and poach the article for all the stories. You can check them out. You've probably read about them in the news or heard about them or seen a meme about them on Facebook. But basically, parents do something that pretty much every parent has done ever, and their kids get taken away, or CPS comes in and questions them, or the state charges them with some sort of neglect thing, and they have to spend a bunch of time and money fighting it, while the public is sitting there collectively going, wait, you're worried about kids playing? You're worried about that? You're worried about a couple kids being left home alone for a couple hours? We're worried about that. We're not worried about, people being shot. We're not worried about robbery. We're worried about kids playing outside. That's what we're going with. Okay, that's how everybody is reacting to these stories. There's some here. Here's a place you can get involved. Look, if you want to get involved in something, here's an organization. It's called letgrow.org. They're the ones pushing these legislative actions in different states. And it's all about letting kids grow up just as kids and just be kids and not criminalizing parents for letting their children go outside. I can't believe I have to say that. I can't believe we're there, but here we are. Till next time, peace. Peace.